Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5-Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, a topic I think we can all agree is very important. CD Projekt Red has removed the high-definition vaginas that were added in the recent Witcher 3 update. Yes, you heard that right. Back in December, CDPR released a free next-gen upgrade to The Witcher 3, which includes a performance option mode, inventory modifications, and, most notably, the addition of a mod called HD Monsters Reworked. According to Kotaku, the PG-sounding mod, seemingly only intended to add realistic textures to in-game creatures, actually also incorporated elements of a totally different mod called Vaginas for Everyone. What's even wilder is that while CDPR did credit and compensate the creator of the mod for allowing them to use it in the update, it seems that that creator added another creator's mod, Vaginas for Everyone, to their work without crediting them. So to make a long story short, there was a mod that was in another mod that was neither compensated or credited that had hoo-has. A modception, if you will. But as of February 15th, CD Projekt Red has removed these bewildering bushes from the update. We want to also add that the removal of these elements is not intended as a statement against nudity or mature themes, said CDPR, but rather an attempt to maintain visual coherence across all character models. Including these textures in the game was not something we planned from the start. And as wild as this story is, it brings up a point about studios and mods and how since the 1980s, modders have revolutionized how players can customize and improve their games. Mods can range from overhauled graphics and textures to 9-foot vampire ladies turned into friendly locomotives. I think it's obvious. CD Projekt did their best to credit and compensate the modder, and this is just kind of a kerfluffle. But it is nice to see that modders are getting credit out there and they're being added to games still, because modding in general has been on the decline, and that's kind of a disappointment, especially considering some of my favorite game things have been mods or come from mods. Counter-Strike, Dota, one of my favorites of all time was a Civilization, I think it was Civ 3. They had a mod called Fall from Heaven and released a Fall from Heaven 2, and that was basically Total War Warhammer before it even existed. It's amazing. But I think it's also good to talk about how it's crucial to compensate and credit modders when you include their stuff in your original work. But I also think, and I would assume you would agree, and I know CDP does too, that it's crucial when implementing someone else's hard work into your sold game or licensed product that they're properly compensated and everyone is given credit. Because as we know, exposure does not pay the rent, and uncredited exposure is even worse. Speaking of credit, let's talk the Metroid Prime credits. It appears the original Metroid Prime developers have been omitted from the credits of the latest Metroid Prime Remaster that was released on the 8th after the Nintendo Direct. Since its shadow drop, fans around the world have been celebrating how well the remaster plays on Switch. But the original developers are not as happy after being reduced to a single sentence in the remaster's credits reading, based on the work of Metroid Prime, original Nintendo GameCube, and Wii versions, development staff. Zoid Kirsch, a senior engineer on the original Metroid Prime, shared his thoughts on Twitter regarding the generalized credit. While many studios did amazing work on the remaster, I'm let down. Metroid Prime's remaster does not include the full original game credits. I worked with so many amazing people on the game, and everyone's name should be included in the remaster, not just a single card like this. Now, especially these days, credit has become a significant issue in the gaming world. Not just remasters, but all games. Over the last 10 years, developers have been really vocal about this lack of credit. This can range from a general or unspecified special thanks to no credits at all. Raj Patel, senior brand manager at Relic Entertainment and a member of the International Game Developers Association, had this to say regarding credit mistakes. I don't think it's generally malicious, more often a case of credits being a relative afterthought when producing a game, Patel says. It's something that doesn't have to be done at most studios and is typically only thought about once per launch close to ship. But that's the thing, credits are crucial in how many developers can continue to work or advance in the games industry. And in Metroid Prime Remaster's case, crediting all of the original developers works as an acknowledgement of the game's history. Honestly, I believe that if you worked with the game in any shape or form, your name should be included with what you did, the role you played in the credits. Sure, this could mean the credits become like 10 plus minutes long, but we're taking care of the people who make the games that we love, so it's worth it. Especially if the credits contain some great music or fun behind the scenes stuff. Speaking of behind the scenes, you can get all sorts of behind the scenes stuff over at patreon.com/Jesse Cox, where you can hang out with Little Ann, Daniel Ty, and Christy Redman. Anyway, that's it for me. See y'all tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.